Can I do something for you, Mr. Bond?
Just a drink. A martini, shaken not.
Welcome to Shaken Not Nerd, episode 13.
Magic Week.
Magic Week.
Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart?
Magic Week.
Magic Week.
We're talking all things magic.
Ian.
Like love.
Thanks, Stevie Wonder. How was your week this week?
What are you doing? What are you doing? No, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It started off on a Monday, and it's currently Saturday, so it's been at least 5 days.
And we had a public holiday this week.
Yeah.
You did.
You did.
You
Some
did.
of us had to work.
Some of us got extra money. You did.
Yeah, but I haven't touched it yet. With my money.
That new television's looking pretty good. That Google
All
Pixel's
those
looking
things I
pretty
want.
good. That
The
fucking
Nintendo Switch.
The giant Surface is looking pretty good.
Yeah. If I keep working these public holidays, soon I will be able to afford an avocado tree.
People nowadays would rather own an avocado tree than a house. Avocados and mangoes.
Yeah. But yes, been up to anything this week?
I had my first, not real session, but my first cardio session back at gym after 2 weeks off for a tattoo.
Fat cow.
Yeah. There was a lot of at the end of it.
Fat asthmatic kid.
Yeah,
Don't make me run, I'm full of chocolate.
it was a bit like that, but it was also some of the guys who were like, oh man, we've been missing you. And I'm like, yeah, I had this. And they're like, oh, that's fucking cool. So,
Yeah, you just keep thinking people care about you.
you know what? They care about me more than
They
me.
really missed you with your shitty mustache.
They did notice a mustache.
Yeah. That's the other thing, people. Dudum has shaved his face, but left some terribly ugly mutton chops and a porn star mustache.
Nothing wrong with my mutton chops.
Yeah, fucking horrible.
It's Macy Gray with pork chop sideburns.
They
Fucking
look terrible. Your mustache looks like you gave a rim job to a blonde kid.
I've got my brother's wedding coming up, and I don't know whether to keep it for the wedding just to look awful in the photos, being like all
Deliberately.
looking awful in all the photos with like a goofy
You
smile
gotta,
and a
not
mustache.
just like look goofy, just be real seedy with that mustache in the background.
In the background, just all-
staring at the bridesmaids, like
in the background, just me going,
just drinking milk.
I've got a beard. I've just got all the foam on my mustache.
Ooh, the bubbles, they tickle my tongue.
You've got a mustache. I know.
All right, let's kick things off this week.
This week's news and current events.
Channel 4 News with 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor, Ron Burgundy.
You can go first. Tit for tat time.
Titties for tatties.
I got the tits. You got, I got the tats. You got the tits because I ain't got no tits.
Mine are pecs. Some of us have been going to gym. Point number one on the news.
I haven't been going to gym.
This just in, you're a fat fuck.
Wow.
First point of my news, just being put up in our Facebook as well. The Simpsons has been renewed for 2 more seasons, making it the largest number of episodes for any scripted series. Did you like that voice?
I did. So, the common census is seasons like 1 to 12 are the best, and then everything after that is pretty shit until it gets to like another particular season and it becomes good again.
Yeah, it started to get
Real
good
shit.
again. Yeah, it got real shit for a while there, and then it's kind of somehow
tried to compete
started
with
to
Family
get-
Guy.
Yeah, and that was the problem.
And then they realised no, Family Guy actually liked The Simpsons.
And they also they really relied on hashing some old jokes. Like one of the newer episodes that I'd seen was it was essentially Mr. Burns in a shopping centre again, and it was the ketchup and catsup again. It's like
Good for the first time, and it's good when you watch it again for the 50th time, but not seeing a second reiteration of a joke.
Exactly. It was a bit like
You've done it before.
yeah. But either way, everyone loves The Simpsons. Eventually, I feel like it has to end though.
It does
It's
need
going to
to.
be sad.
They
but
can't
at the
keep
same
going.
time,
Yeah.
kind of needs to end so that people can appreciate it more as well. It's like a good artist. You got to let Picasso kill himself so that you can enjoy his art.
Picasso kills.
Yeah, did you know anything about art? Picasso killed himself. Stabbed himself to death with the back of a
Paintbrush. He drowned himself in a bucket of paint.
He died for our sins so that we could have Microsoft Paint.
Wow. Yes, okay. On that, I'm going to go into my news and leave you alone at the dust for you Simpsons.
Oh, thanks.
John Wick director for Deadpool 2 reports that David Leitch is a strong frontrunner for Deadpool 2. Have you seen John Wick?
Yes.
What do you think?
First one was really cool.
Yeah?
Second one, which is
Due for release?
yeah,
shortly.
soon. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly the date now, but it was really cool. It was more the idea of it. I'm trying to think of the actual directing of it, whether or not it was any good. I don't think there was anything really stand out about the directing itself that was awesome. I think it was more the idea and story of it that
Okay.
I thought was really interesting.
Well, I can't provide any opinion on that. I haven't seen any of his films.
But yes, along with that,
Your news?
so you said that the directors dropped out.
Oh, yes.
Did you also hear, along with that,
Well, if you look right
Have
here...
you got it?
That note there. Composer, Junkie
why
XL.
would you not put those two bits of news together? It's
Because-
like you don't
because-
even know how to podcast.
That was Monday. That was Thursday. That's in order. That's the news it came out in.
Oh my god, it's like working with amateurs.
Like, who is this guy Riri? Is he
But yeah,
some
so-
kind of moron?
Not only we had the director pull out from the first Deadpool movie, but because of that, the
Composer?
composer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Junkie XL
Yes.
has left. Do you have a quote from him?
No, I don't.
Well, I do.
Go
Deadpool without Tim at the helm just doesn't... Why am I saying it like Michael Caine?
No, because we're all talking right, Mark.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
I failed you.
Deadpool without Tim at the helm just doesn't sit right with me, and that's why I have decided not to be involved in the second chapter. That's all.
Interesting, but at the same time, was the actual, other than the cool songs in it, the soundtrack itself, I don't think it was anything that stand out special. I can think of. It had some really cool songs in there, but the soundtrack itself, I can't remember. Which
cannot
tells
remember.
me, whoop-de-doo, or someone else could do it.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil. What does it all mean?
Exactly. And to be honest, I think with Deadpool, it's going to be more so the script quality than the composing music quality.
Yes. But without the director at the helm, how will it go? What will happen?
Well, we don't really know how much of an input Ryan Reynolds and anybody else had on the first movie. We don't know if it was the director David Lynch.
No, David Lynch is a front runner for Deadpool 2. Tim
Miller.
That's one.
Yeah, we don't know how much impact Tim Miller actually had on the first movie, so it's going to be hard to tell.
When you think about it, sometimes directors have no
Exactly.
control over the story. They just film it.
Particularly when it's, some of these big comic book chain movies, we're hearing more and more that they don't have that much of an impact. When you've got a music composer that does all the music and sound, and you've got a script and it's based on comic books, and then you've got the editors and things like that, the director... Sometimes they even have a cinematographer, so that takes that part out of the directing as well.
So you're telling me in episodes 1, 2, and 3, George Lucas did nothing.
We can't blame George Lucas.
He wrote the story. Yeah, you ruined it.
But yeah, that's what I mean. These days, back in the day, a director did almost everything in the movie.
Spielberg days.
Yeah, and these days, you have a cinematographer.
Spielberg made the shark for Jaws. He made the dinosaurs.
He did it all himself by hand.
Yeah.
He whittled the shark out of a piece of driftwood, and that's why it didn't work.
In his mum's basement. Your next news.
Yeah, my next piece of news, also just put up on our Facebook page. The Lego Batman movie trailer numero 4 has been
I saw that
released.
this morning. Yeah, that was cool.
Really cool. And it's got some really cool voice actors in it.
It's got Zach Galifianakis in it. I
think he's the Joker. And Michael Cera, I think, is...
Robin,
yeah.
Who's the one who's playing Alfred? I didn't see who's playing Alfred. British?
Yeah, he's British. And I just went mind blank because...
What's he in? Give me a movie he's in. Don't Google it. No, this is the real game. This is the real thing, son.
We ain't playing round here.
What is he in? Why must you be Googling? Keep talking if you're going to Google it.
No, just edit this out.
No, I'm not going to.
lot
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Nobody wants
I'm
to
lazy.
listen to this.
Who's Alfred? Zach Galifianakis.
No, that Ralph Fiennes. There you go.
You couldn't have said M from Skyfall.
I forgot entirely
You
who
couldn't
it
have
was.
said Voldemort.
I forgot who it was.
Fucking hell.
Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes, yeah. You can tell from his voice straight away. You're like, oh, I know that guy.
It was like, it sounds familiar, but I'm like, I'm not going to do any research onto who it is. I'll just ask you on the fly.
Yeah, let's just push everything onto Ian. And everything that goes wrong is Ian's fault. George Lucas did. That's what you did. You fucking pushed it all onto me. Anyway, that's
Yeah,
my
compare me to George Lucas.
Don't you dare! How dare! Tears! Yeah, anyway, the new trailer looks pretty awesome. And, you know, the actual Lego movie itself was a bit
Wasn't
hit
too
and
bad.
miss for me.
I
A
didn't
lot of
mind it.
people did like it, but
Chris Pratt.
really the best part about it
Will Ferrell.
was... Will Ferrell as the villain and Batman. So
And Billy D. Williams rocking up in the Millennium Falcon for one scene.
no, that was
great.
Not really that cool. But anyway, everyone knows that one of the best characters in the Lego movie was Batman anyway, and hence
Spaceship.
why it's getting its own movie.
And Spaceship Go.
Yeah, well, not important. Batman.
All right. Is that it? Are you done?
Did I mention Ralph Fiennes was in it?
Well, I'm surprised you don't have this in your news. Leaked photos of Alien Covenant. I took a look at these and failed to share them with you.
Thanks for that.
Just like you failed to pick up the printout of our run sheet this week. It's sitting in the work printer.
We don't blame people on this podcast. We take equal share for George Lucas. Judas.
What's his name?
Oh, yeah, why don't you keep talking while you Googling?
You're Carl from fucking Fresh Prince.
Yeah, well, you're Asian guy from The Walking Dead.
Glenn,
Yeah.
don't you... It's too soon.
Evidently my psychoptic friend here.
Fuck you, that's why. You think you could do this on my own podcast? You're fucking wrong. Okay, yeah, there was leaked photos of Alien Covenant. There's new egg designs for... They look like a mixture of, like... You know how there was that fucked up alien at the end of Prometheus?
Yeah.
They look like egg designs similarly based on that,
Okay.
rather than them being sort of, when you see them for the first time, you can barely see the lips around the top. That's why it's a bit of a shock. You can actually see, like, proper grooves and lips in them.
Okay.
The aliens look different, so rather than having their traditional look, they actually have, like, a jawline sort of smile thing going up on the front of their face.
Okay.
So more of a...
So we actually got to see what the aliens themselves look like.
Bigger face huggers.
Bigger.
Huge face huggers.
I kind of like that. So it's
The idea
not...
of a giant face hugger.
Yeah.
Well, apparently a queen face hugger is massive. But we don't really see it.
How does a queen face hugger exist?
Because it's a face hugger that holds the neck of a queen.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so apparently that's what jumps on Sigourney Weaver, but you never really see it, I don't think.
Yeah, you don't. You don't really.
And
Who knows?
with that, because, like you said, my news is all over the place on this piece of paper, Michael Fassbender is playing two robots in Alien Covenant.
I'm guessing they're probably the same character because
One is-
they're robots.
One is Michael, who's the character carryover from Prometheus,
Yeah.
and another is Walter. So
And
it'll probably
exact
be...
same as David.
Yeah, it'll be the exact same as David. David?
David.
Yeah.
I don't know where you got Michael
I don't
from,
know
but
why I
the
wrote Michael.
character's name is David.
The trick is not minding that I wrote this down wrong.
The trick is not minding that your co-host is shit.
Why
Why do
are
we
you-
keep doing this? Why do I keep going back to that voice?
You're getting better at impersonations, I will give you that.
No,
You did start off shit back when we first met.
Oh, thanks for that.
You're welcome, you're a lot
You're
better.
still shit if that makes you feel any better. Mutton chops.
Fuck off.
I have to look at them because you're right next to me.
Like Will Ferrell, he's got the cardboard cutout express.
It's making it very hard to podcast.
Thanks, Michael Caine. On to
Yeah.
your next piece of news.
All right, Rami Malek.
Oh.
Assuming I'm still saying this name wrong, we have spoken about him before in previous podcasts. He's from the TV show Mr. Robot.
Oh, yes, okay, yep.
Yep,
Haven't seen
that
it.
actor will be playing Freddie Mercury in the biopic for Queen / Freddie Mercury.
Oh, cool.
I believe the biopic is going to be called Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's actually a really cool name for a biopic.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
originally, a long time ago, I've been hearing about this biopic since we were probably in fucking school. Originally, the
That
rumor
was so long ago.
Yeah, originally the rumor was that Sacha
Caraboan.
Which one is it?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
There you go, that
There
one.
you go.
He was going to be playing Freddy.
Borat to play Freddy.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a song for you. Ride my bicycle.
Alright. Maybe not as...
He's on
like,
stage in a mankini. Can you
not
tell
in-
he's gay?
Fuck Fucking hell. Yeah, maybe not from a comedy perspective, but he has a really good voice.
He does. He can sing.
He can sing, and he...
Push over the fence.
Push over the beer.
Okay, go on.
But yeah, he also, from a non-comedy perspective, is not a bad actor either.
Yes.
But yes, I've never actually watched Mr. Robot, so I can't speak on Rami Malek's acting ability. Looking the part though, he does have the same kind of facial structure.
Okay.
Again, never heard him sing either.
Thank God they're not using Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
You did a good job there.
He's a good singer, but yeah. Go, Aaron.
Okay. Ellen will return for Stranger Things too. Ellen. 11. Ellen DeGeneres will return for Stranger Things too.
Alan.
Alan. Will return for Stranger Things too.
11.
So now, spoiler alert: we saw we know at the end that she sort of disappears with the monster, and then the sheriff, the cop, puts a couple of Eggos in a box, and then he lifts the box lid up, and the Eggos are gone. Yeah, and she loved Eggos,
which kind of insinuates to the fact that maybe she's
in the upside down.
Yeah, the upside down realm. Another thing that I think would be really cool if they did bring it in was, yes, we know 11 exists, but would it not be really cool to see some of the other experiments as well that happened? Maybe we could have a number 15.
Yeah, that could be a cool idea, actually.
Yeah, well, we do know that as well at the very
Make
end.
it the kid who gets bullied and gets his arm broken.
Wouldn't be bad, but I'd like to see maybe an adult version as well. Maybe an adult character.
That could be alright.
I think it's going to focus a lot more on the cop, because the cop seems to have kind of taken off as well. He was pretty good in it.
Yeah.
But we do know from the last episode that he was also, how would you say it, ushered into a car.
Yeah, he left the hospital and he got into a car with people that drove off.
Which could be some government X-Files kinds of thing going on, or could be part of the same company again. Don't really know what's going on there, but...
Pretty good.
Go on. I've only got one more piece of news.
Okay, fair enough. Ryan Reynolds lent his Deadpool costume to Taylor Swift for Halloween. Did you see that?
No.
So for Halloween, Ryan Reynolds let Taylor Swift borrow his Deadpool costume so she can dress up as Deadpool for Halloween.
What?
So there's photos of her in a full Deadpool costume. It's
How
thanks
would that
Ryan Reynolds.
fit her?
I don't know. Maybe she got fat.
Don't you ruin this for me.
I will ruin whoever and
So when she went to take it off, do you think she shook it off? Would you say that
these are jokes we can't have in a couple of weeks.
She had to shake it off?
These are jokes we can't have at some point. We've talked about this. I've got 2 pieces of news, then you can do your last one, and then I've got a last one for you as well.
Alright.
Wonder Woman trailer? Is that on your news?
No, I was going to put it on my news. Lucky I didn't.
No. What do you think?
I can't even do the music.
Bane and Wonder Woman get it on in their own theatrical theme songs.
Looks awesome, this trailer.
It does look pretty good.
It looks really awesome. And my personal point of view, I think it looks even better than Justice League does.
Okay.
I hope that it's a bit of a, from the looks of it even, kind of a DC version of Thor.
Yeah, it looks like it. Even some of the shots look exactly the same.
Hopefully it's got some more comedy in it. It has a lot more aspect that allows there to be a lot more comedy in it.
Chris Pine will give you the comedy.
Chris Pine will...
William Shatner will give you
Chris Pine will give you a bit more comedy, but also hopefully you'll get some of that comedy that we kind of get with Thor, which is just like a person who's
not of this world.
Yeah, not of this world, and just doesn't understand what people mean and speak of.
You get that at the end of the trailer where she's like, how can you wear this outfit and fight? It's not for fighting. And the woman's like, oh, you fight with your words. And it's like, what?
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but I think it looks really good, but we also had some Nazis in there, I think it was.
No, I think it's World War One.
World War One, so
I think it's...
Germans.
Yeah.
Not Nazis, just Germans.
Whatever Battlefield 1 is on.
Germans.
It's also got the main bad guy from the original Wolverine Origins film. I've forgotten the actor's name. It looks like Major Nelson from Xbox.
He does, actually. The little Xbox One sticker.
The little Xbox One
sticker. He was actually at... he's down in Melbourne.
He's at PAX.
Yeah.
Also,
he was at EB in Swanston Street as well, I think.
Oh, shit. There's also the IGN. A girl from IGN is down. Like the US IGN is down for PAX.
What's her face?
Alana Pierce.
Oh.
Or
The only one I know is that Naomi
Kyle.
Yeah.
No, it's just a chick who went from Brisbane to the US to do IGN.
So she's Australian.
Yes.
So I don't care. So no, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so she's a lot of people actually coming out for PAX.
It's pretty strange.
Yeah.
PAX, damn it, we should have gone.
We should have gone. Actually, we had Alan from Type 40 asking if we're going.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sure.
We forgot.
Give us tickets.
And then we had our first look at Neil Patrick Harris as Count Olaf.
Yes.
That's not your last piece of news, is it?
No.
Thank God. What do you
I
think?
didn't put it on my news because I knew you'd put it on your news.
I'm a big fan of the original movie.
I'm not impressed, particularly, to be honest. It's hard for me not to draw comparisons
To Barney.
No. Well, to Barney, but also to Jim Carrey's.
Jim Carrey
Yeah,
has the
Olaf.
physique for it.
Jim Carrey is just a more entertaining actor, and it suited the role for some reason. The problem that I have is that Count Olaf, yes, he's a very intimidating character, but when you've got Neil Patrick Harris as Olaf, he didn't come across as that. It came across as Barney trying to seem scary, but he's not because he still sounds the same.
The trailer is one line from Olaf, though, so that's... It's also, you read...
His voice was still exactly the same. It
What I
didn't
do-
even try to sound different.
Well, we've had this discussion. I reckon they're basing Olaf's voice on just standard Neil Patrick Harris because he always changes his character to try to get the kids.
Yeah.
Captain
But
Charm.
the problem is that his normal voice and is just not intimidating at all. And that when he's in his normal form, that's when he's supposed to be the most intimidating.
Yeah,
not
true.
when he's playing a sea shanty.
Captain Sham. I'm your new guardian.
Yeah. I'm yet to be convinced. I just haven't seen Neil Patrick Harris be like another thing. He has to be able to play multiple characters essentially.
Yes.
I'm yet to see Neil Patrick Harris play anything that doesn't look like Neil Patrick or sound like Neil Patrick.
You don't remember any of the plays where he dresses up like an old person?
And he was exactly the same.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I reckon he might be able to pull it off. But
We'll wait and see.
I'm
A
Patrick
lot of
fan.
people are very excited for it, but
I like
hopefully the rest of the movie can make up.
Patrick
Sorry,
Warburton
sure.
for it as a narrator will be awesome.
I reckon that'll be really cool. Hopefully they put a lot more of the narrating into it, because in the movie we didn't get much.
You got a little bit
narrating.
like here and there between the
It's
sort
just
of
so
the
much
acts.
story it had to tell that
Yeah.
didn't really have much of a chance.
Maybe they'll do a season per book. So 12 seasons.
Good.
Because they grow up as the books go.
Yeah, which would probably be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And I suspect that'd be the way they would do it.
Yeah.
Is it 12 books?
I think so.
Oh, you
I
know
had
more
the-
than I do.
I had the first 3.
I didn't.
Now, tell us your story about your series of unfortunate...
Yeah, the only one I had was a blank. It was called the blank book. It was just a notebook.
It was a blank... It had like a $20 price
Series
tag
of-
sticker on
yeah.
the back, and it was just a
It was
blank
Series
book.
of Unfortunate Events, the blank book. Write your own novel, kid.
Yeah.
Nah, but it was pretty cool. It was,
It was a
had-
cool
It
looking
had
book.
some writing around it and things like
And it looked like an
quotes
old
and stuff
script
like that.
sort of
Yeah.
pages.
I kind of wish I did grow up with them because they are pretty cool books, stories.
I've got them if you want them.
Yeah. My last piece of news.
Your last piece.
So, this week will we... This week will we... This week we're reviewing Doctor Strange.
Yes.
So, on that, Doctor Strange, from Thursday night's opening, made $9.4 million. Do you want to compare that?
Yes.
So, that obviously beat Thor Dark World,
Yep.
which opened to 7.1.
Thor Dark World was a pretty good movie, though.
Yeah, and it did quite well as well. And it has earned over 2 million more in the opening.
Jesus.
So,
Yo, Jesus.
it's doing quite well.
And we'll dive into our thoughts on that, but that's actually pretty impressive as well for a character that a lot of people don't actually know.
Yes.
So, like, he's a smaller character, say on the lines of Ant-Man.
Marvel has been very fortunate with all their kind of unknown characters doing
And acting
very
choices?
well. Yes, and their acting choices.
That was
But you got to realize at the start, Chris Hemsworth wasn't anybody,
yes, that's true.
and
But
Thor was, nobody really expected Thor to do well.
and yeah, good point. But Benedict Cumberbatch for Dr. Stephen Strange was probably a great acting choice.
It was he's a very popular actor right now, so that's just because of how well Marvel's doing, and that's how they were able to get him, really.
Well, apparently they approached him for it, and he said yes because he likes them. He apparently overheard that he used to read Doctor Strange books, so he knows of the character, and he likes the mystical aspect of him compared to everyone else.
I didn't know that. I know that when he was on his interview with Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel had read the comics and really liked that character.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a Doctor Strange nerd, apparently.
Well, my last piece of news, it's not as big as yours, unfortunately.
Oh.
But it might be like, yeah, that's awesome, but it also might... It's pretty cool. You read it, didn't you?
Yes.
There's going to be a reboot of the Starship Trooper movie.
Could be alright.
Our mates at Spike the Puns will be like, oh, God.
Yeah. Could be alright. Depends on how well they do it. It's such a hard movie to pull off.
Now, they
that
need Michael
movie-
Ironside.
That movie came out when action movies
Space drama.
were fucking huge. The
What-
80s when action movies sold like hotcakes.
Well,
And a hot plate.
And I played. Now, it won't be an exact remake of the 97 film.
I should hope not, because that will not do well.
Yeah, they'll have, what's the bitch's name? Denise Richards in it. She'll try to portray herself as sexy, and you'll see her skin melting off her body. But it will draw from the same source material, which is a 1959 sci-fi novel by Robert A. Heinlein, which will
Hopefully it
tell a
takes a
story
bit
between
more.
alien, bugs, and humans.
Hopefully it's a bit more of a realistic-y approach, because, yeah, the campy 80s action will not fly in this decade.
You know what to do, Rico. You know what to do. Hey, man, you got to see boobs, and there were aliens, and
And
the
that's
budget
about it.
The budget was so low, they just used. You could tell they just used paintball paint because everything was green or bright orange.
It was horrible.
Ah, good stuff. But that's the news.
That's the news for this week. I'm going to start coming up with our own theme tunes for things.
Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
But yes, keeping with our theme of Magic Week.
The theme this week, this weekly theme, this week, this theme, the theme of this week.
My God. Our first segment for this week will be Dudi's top 3 magical moments in comics. Stay tuned. Alrighty.
Alrighty then. What's the week this theme? What's the theme this week?
We just said it.
I know. Magic. So, we haven't done these segments in a while in relation to favourite comic of the week or favourite game or shit like that. So we thought we'd bring it back. Just
Bring it back.
sing it back?
No. Bring it back.
No. Bring it back to who?
You.
Get out. So I've written down, and I'm the nerd out of the both of us, but I don't own a large amount of comic books.
And, yeah, bookshelf tends to differ there.
They're vinyls. So yeah, I've written down my top 3 favourite magical moments in comics.
Yes.
Yes. So let us start at number 3.
Divulge, my friend, divulge.
Okay, cool. So the book is Justice League Trinity War. Here's your
Yes.
front cover.
Oh, to describe it for everybody,
It's Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Skull, and a chick with a gun.
Lots of red.
Yes. Best way to describe it. Anyways, essentially the story of this is there is a girl by the name of Pandora. She opens up a box. Pandora's box. No. But this is set clearly in sort of ancient times. Demons come out, and her job, she wants to essentially pull the demons back in and put them back in the box.
Oh, yeah.
Justice League split into 3 teams. Superman kills a person. Wonder Woman wants to fix Superman. Batman don't trust the box. And if you grab the box, you turn evil. You grow a third eye, you turn evil. Turns out, though, the box isn't used to open spirits. It's a portal to Universe 3, which is the evil universe, which brings out the evil Justice League.
What?
So you get Overman instead of Superman. It looks exactly the same. It's got a U on his chest.
Okay.
You get Superwoman, Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
and her lasso of truth is barbed wire.
That's pretty cool.
It's fucking cool. You have Owlman, which is a version of Batman, and
Owlman.
yeah,
Sounds a lot like,
Watchmen.
yeah.
Essentially, the story is Bruce had a brother. Bruce's brother killed his parents and killed Bruce, and Alfred and him are evil, and they do evil things.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You have Power Ring, who's a copy of the Green Lantern. And instead of the Green Lantern making him all like no fear, he's constantly scared, and the ring slowly kills him and like he screams at him and yells at him. It's really cool. There's
it sounds like it's got schizophrenia or something.
There's a version of the Flash. There's a version of Aquaman. Essentially, it's a portal to the other world, and because you have the team splitting into three,
The Upside Down.
the Upside Down. Yeah, yeah. It's essentially that's probably the best way to put it. And yeah, it's a whole magical episode. So Batman's got Constantine on his team. Superman's got like Zatanna and stuff like that. So it's all magical and then buff and then technical. It's sort of like a three-way fight, and then you realise that you're all idiots.
So is it the whole comic?
That's the whole comic. The whole comic is them fighting for Pandora's box, which is that.
Alright. It looks so the Pandora's box is actually a skull.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I can edit all of this out, which is fine.
So it's fun to edit when it's your segment.
There you go.
But when it's me Googling.
Yeah, when it's you Googling, it's different. And that's what they look like.
Very cool. Wonder Woman looks like a Catwoman kind of thing. Yeah, like you said, with the barbed wire, lasso of truth. Flash looks kind of like Bugman. Like Green Lantern looks almost exactly the same, except the symbol on his chest, really.
Batman looks like an owl.
Yeah, Batman looks like...
And a metal goatee.
Yeah. Yeah, very strange.
Yeah. So
At first look, they look almost exactly the same, and then you start to notice all the
the
intricacies.
little differences, yeah. So that's pretty cool. Essentially, as well with that, everything is reversed. So Superman's weakness is Overman's weakness, or Ultraman's weakness is the sun, and his power comes from kryptonite.
Okay.
So he crushes kryptonite and snorts it like cocaine.
Really?
And then he puts the moon in front of the sun, so he can't be weakened. It's pretty cool. So that's my number 2. Number 3. Sorry. Where was it? Number 2. I have...
Numero Turo?
Fuck you, man. Funny, yo, said some silly ass name. Doctor Strange fixes Thor's hammer Mjolnir when Thor cracks his hammer fighting his grandfather.
This may be a spoiler for the near future.
This could be a spoiler for Thor 3. Warning. So Thor fights his grandfather, and he cracks his hammer. He cracks Mjolnir, and it doesn't work properly. So
who's his grandfather?
Is Borg. I think it's Borg. B-O-R-G.
Sounds like Borg.
He's in Thor
Georgie
2 at the
Borgie.
very start. He's the one who sends the Dark Elves back.
Oh, okay.
He kicks the shit out of the Dark Elves. Essentially, he breaks his hammer. Thor says, fix it. He said, it will require almost all of the power from you and investing it back into your hammer, where your power comes from. If you do this, I take the power from you to recreate Mjolnir. Then you and your hammer are bound together. If the hammer is even destroyed or damaged again, you will die. And it's got really cool scenes of Doctor Strange, and it looks pretty fucking comic accurate from the movie. Doing all cool, creepy shit and fixing it.
So it's really bound and tied to his new Mjolnir.
Yeah. So it's got all the cracks and shit through it,
Yeah.
and he fixes it.
So has it become stronger?
Nope.
It's exactly the same.
Exactly the same. But he breaks it. So when I don't know if I'll be able to fucking find it. Knowing me, probably not. But he
So
fights
how
his...
does he break it?
There we go.
That's the question.
So he's fighting his grandfather.
Yep.
His grandfather sees everything in a demon world, rather than seeing it in the real world.
Ah.
And he attacks his grandfather, smacks him on the chest with it. He's taken a whole chunk out of his hammer, and it doesn't work
Yeah, that's
properly.
a full solid chunk out of his hammer.
Yeah. So that is my number 2. Stephen Strange fixing Thor's hammer.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And like we said, that could be very...
That is what I think will happen with Thor 3. He'll fight someone, his hammer will break. Stephen Strange will fix it.
to be seen.
But coming in at my number 1, and I thought this was it's a very small chapter of the same book of Trinity War from DC Comics.
Okay.
John Constantine, the character John Constantine, are you familiar with him?
Yes, well...
You tried to watch
seen
the CW show.
Yeah, I tried. Tried to watch... I got about half an hour into the first episode and gave up. We've seen the Constantine movie with...
And it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good, but you know the character.
But the
anyways.
character is cool.
John Constantine steals the power of Shazam from Shazam.
How the hell does he do that?
So, essentially, John Constantine sweet talks Shazam / Billy Batson into, there are demons chasing you. I can. They're currently they can't find you. It's like a GPS tracker. They're tracking your magic. If you go back to your normal form, they can come here and I can kill them for you, and then you can go back on your merry way. So Shazam transforms back into Billy Batson. Constantine uses a little magic trick to change their voices over. So Billy Batson sounds like Constantine, and Constantine sounds like Billy Batson. Constantine yells Shazam and turns into Shazam.
That's very strange.
So Constantine becomes Shazam.
Does he look the same?
He's got a black and gold uniform rather than the red and gold, so he looks a bit more like Black Adam.
Okay.
He hasn't got the hood, he's still got his hair and he's got his eyes, but the magic drains a lot of his power. So as he's fighting, he's getting weaker and weaker as well.
Okay.
And then Billy Batson gets it back a couple pages later. It's a very short chapter in that book. It's about 5 pages, if that.
It's very cool, though.
He steals the power of Shazam.
Yeah.
From Shazam.
Doesn't really steal it. He almost gets it handed to him.
Yeah. Because John Constantine's a bit of a sweet talker sort of thing. So it's a really, really cool chapter in the book.
Very cool.
So that's my number 1. I thought that was...
There you go, guys.
I don't have that many magical books, as you can see. It's all very stock standard. I didn't count the Green Lantern as magic.
Yeah. I mean...
I could have.
Technically it is, but it's...
Technically it is.
But we wanted magical moments that people will know as magic. So that's Dudi's top 3 magical moments in comics.
But now we're going to go on...
Yes, another revival of another segment that we haven't done in quite some time.
It's before MC.
Yes.
Let me scratch my mustache if I can remember.
It was from another time, another place. That would be our quiz.
Yes, the return of our loved quiz.
Yes.
We are tied for score.
We are. This makes it all the more interesting.
All the more sweeter. So, shall we go through our... Before we jump into the quiz, should we go through what we have in store in relation to punishments?
Sure.
So, Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
What do we have?
So our first punishment, should you get the first question wrong, that would be a shot of golden syrup. Straight golden syrup.
All on the theme of magic this week.
Yes.
Because Doctor Strange, his magic is very golden colour. It's the best thing I could find in my pantry.
Not at all just what we found laying around, but yeah.
Yeah. A shot of golden syrup. It's it took us a while to pull the shot as well.
Yeah. It's
so thick.
Oh, God. Number 2, should you get the second question wrong, that would be a spoon of toothpaste.
Also in the theme of this week for magic, name a sorcerer with bad teeth. They're all very smart with their dental care.
Yes.
A
magical, white, shining smile. Nothing says magic like crisp teeth.
Go on.
Should you get the third question wrong?
Go on.
This one's really nasty.
This one is the most important meal of the day, but mixed with another important substance of the day.
Yes. That would be our Vegemite cocktail.
Yes.
So essentially, do you want to run us through what this actually is?
So, the most important meal of the day, as Colossus says in Deadpool, breakfast. Protein bar. So, we've gotten a mug and some Vegemite and put boiling water in it. So we thought, you're late for work.
With liquefied Vegemite. There you go.
You want a coffee and you want a piece of toast. Put them together.
What do you got?
Wait.
You've got a mug of melted down Vegemite.
It smells like fucking ass.
It really is nasty. I cannot recommend this any less.
So, with
and
that...
the loser of the quiz...
Oh,
yes.
Now Ian's thought of this one.
Sort of.
Yes.
The loser of our quiz...
Yes.
...has a punishment again.
Yes.
And that is a litre... It's a whole litre, by the way... ...of...
Go on.
So there was red and there was green. Hoping I could make 2 batches, but I couldn't. So it's now brown.
Yep.
Brown jelly. And somewhere in that giant glass bowl of brown jelly is a brown M&M. What you need to do if you lose this quiz is get that brown M&M out. But you can't use your hands. So...
I'm looking at goggles, people!
I want to see goggles, this is real jelly! So, ready or not, here we go.
Ready? Go. You put this in your coffee.
A spoon. Your hands. Your face.
It's white.
Paper. Snow. A ghost.
It's heavier than milk.
A rock. A dog. The earth.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, that's me!
Every time we play this game, you and I...
Oh, your favourite part.
The Rock off.
Yeah.
The Dwayne The Rock Johnson off.
Yep. You ready for this?
Yep.
Because you've always lost.
I've always lost.
You're not very good at it.
Oh, no, I'm not. Are you ready? Really hope I win this one.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors.
Yes! Damn it!
Yes!
So
Took me 13 weeks!
So I went rock and he went paper. The reason I went rock, because I know you generally go rock. And
Good
that's why
old
you
rock.
always lose. So I'm like, I bet you he'll go paper this time.
What?
No, I thought you'd go.
Anyway. Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
I have here, folded in my hand, a questions 3.
Are you ready for this, Jelly?
Question numero... I don't know any other thing besides DOS. I don't know another language. It's 2.
Just say Uno.
No.
Uno attack.
Right. What are the 2 artifacts that Doctor Strange has in his movie?
The 2 artifacts that Doctor Strange has.
Yes.
We've both seen the movie.
Yes.
First artifact
Yes.
is his cloak.
The artifact name, please.
I don't think that's really important.
It is important.
I don't think so. His cloak and the
I
amulet.
want the names.
And the amulet that goes around his neck.
Do you want to do... You're going to do your shot here.
So the artifact around his neck is called the eye.
Of.
The eye.
Of.
It's the eye.
Uh,
And the cloak is called the cloak of invisibility. He borrowed it from his cousin Harry.
There you go.
Fuck you. I knew what
Would
they
you
were.
like the answers?
Yeah, alright.
The Cloak of Levitation
I was close.
and the Eye of Agamotto.
So I was so close. Alright, so I've got here a shot of golden syrup. It's so thick. It's so thick.
A shot of golden syrup and a side of pancakes.
I'm gonna have to like scoop it out with my tongue again. Why do I always get the shots of weird shit? Oh, it's so thick. Oh, tastes like diabetes. I love sugar. I'm gonna be bouncing off the walls after this. Alright.
That's a good cunnilingus there, bro.
I know, right? Skills that kills.
Alright, now it's
Are
your
you
turn.
ready?
Yes.
Questiono numero uno.
Go on.
It's not from a movie. It's not from a comic. This is a real magician's trick we're talking about here.
Oh. Fuck off.
It's a very common trick where a magician saws somebody in half. I've gone easy, alright? What is the trick that magicians use for the sawing somebody in half trick?
Insert between the boxes.
I'm looking for a bit more...
The chick gets into a box, and she's folded up inside the box, and there's actual fake inserts to make it, and he cuts through nothing.
And how are the legs there?
They're fake legs. They're
No.
aren't they
I
fake
do
legs?
not accept that answer because it is not correct. They always make sure people think it's real because the legs move. So
Yeah,
how do they
'cause
make
it's
the
another
leg?
person.
It's another person.
Yes.
Damn straight.
I've got a bigger one. And I got a mustache.
Now, you're not as good at cunnilingus as me, so... Don't get that in your mustache, you'll never get it out.
That went straight down. I didn't even taste it.
That's worrying. Nothing clogs up your arteries like pure gasoline.
That's salt lake. That's tart milk.
That top out. That cream.
Questiono numero... I can't remember 2 in Italian. What's 2 in Italian? Dos.
Uno, due.
Una,
Una,
due.
due.
Oh, there you go.
Due.
Thank you.
Margaretti. I must
Borami.
ask you a question.
I must ask you a question. In The Hobbit, what are the
You're
three...
talking about the book of the film. You must be Pacific.
I'm going to say the film. What are the 3 wizards' names? I want the full names.
The full names.
So not first and surname. So, give me a wizard's name.
So, Gandalf,
Continue.
You've got Gandalf,
No. Continue with... That's not his... People just call him Gandalf, but he's Gandalf...
the Grey.
There you go. There's a hint for you. There you go. Now name the two others.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There's that hippie one.
His name, please.
Gregory the Pothead. A little known character, Gregory the Pothead. He lives out in the bushes, eats mushrooms, and truffles.
Well, that's two. What's the third one?
The third one's that other guy's name, also from Lord of the Rings. It's a bit of a dick. Voldemort. Fuck it. Give me the fucking toothpaste.
You have Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah.
Saruman the White.
Ah, Saruman. That's
and
the guy.
Radagast the Brown.
Radagast.
And he had his...
Gregory.
He had a... common mistake. And he had the sleigh with the bunnies on them.
He was essentially a hippie.
Oh, yeah. They actually said he ate too many mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, this is patriotic
A
toothpaste.
tablespoon of toothpaste.
It's a teaspoon, actually. I'm being nice to you.
Is it a teaspoon? That's a... Yeah.
Patriotic.
A large...
Because America.
Oh, my God.
America.
It's so minty.
Well, just get your breath ready for that cup of fucking Vegemite.
Oh, God. This is going to be so bad, isn't it?
Yep.
Gotta swish it around a little.
Oh, squish it between your teeth.
I might as well clean my teeth while I'm at it.
That's gross.
Yep. Basically breathing fire here. Oh.
Your eyes are actually going red from that.
Oh, it's so minty.
Your
You know
question.
those Listerine strips that you used to put in your tongue and they dissolved? It's like having a mouthful of them. Stuck in the back of my throat.
Go on.
And just,
Click your pen for no reason.
because I'm a professional. Questiono
Numero
Euro. Are you ready?
Dossero.
Hagrid,
Yes.
from the Harry Potter franchise.
Yes.
How many hair pieces were used to make his beard?
I thought you said these questions are attainable, Ian.
Well, you know I don't know the hobbits. You've brought this upon yourself. I'll give you a help. All right?
I'll give you a help.
I'll give you a help. Just the one help. A single help.
Yeah.
The number is less than 10.
How many hair pieces?
So obviously his beard was fake.
Oh, meaning like... Oh, I thought you meant like how many fucking strands of hair are in his
No.
beard.
How many hair pieces were obviously sewn together to make his fake beard?
I was going to say one. Just one piece.
It was a good try. 6.
Oh.
That's a lot of hair.
I legitimately thought your question was... Like,
Single strands.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would count them, dude? Yeah, get out of that McLean's.
America, fuck yeah. Ooh.
Oh, that's nasty. Don't get any in your mustache. Oh, did you have to slurp it? It's not soup. When you swallow it, it's real nasty.
My golden syrup technique did not work.
No.
Alright, Ian.
Is it bad to have this much toothpaste? We
You know
probably
how
should
it
have
says
looked
warning,
at
do not swallow toothpaste.
because you usually spit it out.
Like a good hooker.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
last question.
All right, I'm ready.
In the Harry Potter
Oh,
franchise,
fuck.
what are the 3 spells that give you a one-way ticket to Azkaban? They're known as the 3 unforgivable curses. What are they?
I never read the Harry Potter franchise.
And they
books.
say it in the movies.
I know.
Okay.
I didn't care about the movies
Okay.
or the books.
You're shitting yourself right now, aren't you?
Avada Kedavra, the killing
Correct.
curse.
Correct.
What do they call
Correct.
it?
Don't mind that. That's just my neighbour dropping shit.
The Cruciate Come on, you leave that to me.
Yeah.
Cruciatus?
Crucio.
Yeah.
Yep. What curse
That's
is that?
the torture curse.
Correct.
Whatever you want to call
Yep.
it. And the third one... fuck. Makes you do things you don't want to do.
And what's it called?
It's not written on anything over there. I'm looking around the room, I don't know why.
Give up?
What does it start with?
No.
I gave you a hint. I said less than 10.
No.
Come on, I gave you a hint.
You are
Was it-
right with the
give me
mind
a
control.
letter.
I giving you a letter.
Give me a letter. Give me a letter.
No.
You're so mean to me. I was so nice to you. Less than 10, I says.
I punched you really softly when I saw a Tesla.
Yeah, twice. All right. The mind control curse is known as the mind bogglus controlus. Latin.
I didn't expect you to know.
I studied Latin for years at Oxford.
It is the Imperius or the Imperio curse.
Yeah, I knew that. I was just testing you.
Yeah, but you did.
Fucking hell. What was my last question? Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked. Alright, go on.
Oh, it's so stanky. Alright. Bottoms up, they say. Vegemite cocktail. Straight up.
Minty throat.
Oh.
It is shit, Austin.
You don't have to say that while I'm doing it. Oh. Alright. One more mouthful. Oh. It's not good after the toothpaste, I'm warning you. It's so nasty. And why did you have to say shit? I could smell it. I had it in my mouth hole. Alright, fuck you, buddy. Get ready.
Alright.
You might want to pull your mug out now. Hope you know Harry Potter, cunt.
Go on.
Those who know Harry Potter will know that his family has its own vault. What vault number is that? Now, your girlfriend's a huge Harry Potter nerd.
104.
You'd be wrong.
Oh, what is it?
His family vault is 687. Chugga 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 down on.
Oh. Now, how far did you get in your mug before you stopped? Did you get rid of the whole thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you did not.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a turd in the bottom.
Yeah, same with mine. Look, there's a whole lump of it. Lump of a fellow. Oh, it's good, isn't it? It's like having straight stock. Morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
That wasn't that bad.
Shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it was alright.
It's like liquid shit. No, not allowed to wash it down. Now, because we're both drawn,
What do you...
we still have...
Fizzly did not work with that.
I didn't make this liter of jelly for nothing.
So, this quiz is a tie. What do you suggest?
How do we do this? Your old mate?
Not the shocker.
No.
No.
No. You're on a roll. You could win it again. Rock, paper, scissors.
But if I win, is that I win the quiz, or is that I win out of it?
You just win out of
so
this.
it's still a tie.
It's still a tie.
Alright, yeah, we can do rock, paper, scissors.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Yes! Let me get a fucking liter of fucking... I'm not doing it. I don't know how to do this. I have to hold the ball, otherwise it's going to go all over the place. I hope I can reach this. It's my only worry. Why, oh why did I make this?
You made your own weapon.
This is worse than the guy who invented the Segway and segwayed off a cliff. Killed by his own invention. Just like Steve Jobs did.
Killed by... He got killed by an apple.
Yeah. You didn't know it? Alright.
No looking for the M&M,
All
just
right, fair
do
enough.
it.
3.
You can already see it. That's why I want
Three.
to blindfold you.
Count me down, motherfucker.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1. I can't breathe. Oh. Dry. I can't breathe. Oh,
Did you get it?
no. It's so thick. It's really strong. I'm really worried I'm going to drown.
We standing up. He's getting serious.
Oh, he's trying.
Got so much jelly on your chin.
I can't find it. Where the fuck is it?
He's going.
I'm in the wrong spot. I can't get it.
You have to get it.
It's all in my nose.
No, don't cheat.
Do you know how hard this is? You cannot judge me.
No, but I'll jelly you. Close your eyes and suck it out of a hose.
I think I have to quit. I can't reach it. I don't think.
You can't quit.
This is really hard, Dudrum.
You look like you are sweating jelly.
I swear it's moving. Can't see it from the top anymore.
No, your face is being.
It's clean. Fucking hell. This is so hard. Yeah. I don't think I can reach it.
You're so close. Oh, your tongue's close. Yeah, keep going, keep going.
That sounds so wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I can't reach it.
You like scraping it with your tongue.
I can't reach it. Too far down.
Don't use your hand.
I did it! Yeah! Well,
There's no winner today, but I fucking feel like one.
thanks, man. My face is going to be very sticky. Not many people can say they've swam in.
No one can really say that they've given an Oompa Loompa head before, but it looks like Ian certainly has.
Would you like some?
No, your face has been in that.
Yeah.
We'll leave it in the fridge and tell Mom to eat it.
Oh. Do it. No.
You dropped jelly on my carpet.
Oh, that's alright. Our next segment. Dutron, introduce it.
The next segment is Ian's top 3 favourite magical moments of movies.
Alright, well, now that I've thoroughly washed my eyebrows, not many people can say that. My top 3 magical moments in movies. Yes.
Go on.
And that's not like Disney with a magical love story, as in actual magic. I bet you want to know what my top 3 are, huh? Coming in at number 3.
I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world!
I'm melting!
That sounds like a Disney.
That's me choking on fucking leftovers. Yes, the Wizard of Oz. The Wicked Witch of the West.
No, you said
Gets
before
water
this wasn't
thrown-
going to be a Disney magical moment, yet you've chosen this movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she gets water thrown on her and melts. This movie is super iconic, and the reason I picked this moment is A, it involves a witch.
Magic.
But also, it's very iconic. A lot of people, will know this moment.
I just would have
If you don't know what this moment is, then there's something wrong with you.
I know this moment due to my fiance. I haven't watched the movie.
Did you really have a heart?
I just would have gotten the witch aroused.
So today's the day we found out that Alex the Dudi Dutrum never had a childhood. Let's take a moment to reflect on
You're actually
the
doing
death
it.
that he actually had on the inside. A sad moment for all the childhoods lost out there. And moving on, because I don't give a fuck. Alright, coming in at number 2.
Don't you turn your back on me, Harry Potter! I want you to look at me when I kill you! I want to see the light leave your eyes!
Voldemort versus, and here's the tie, Voldemort versus Harry from Goblet of Fire,
Ooh, that's a good one.
or Voldemort versus Dumbledore in the Order of the Phoenix.
Ooh.
Both were very iconic fights, and that's why I couldn't pick which one, so I put it as a tie.
Fair enough.
The first one, Harry versus Voldemort.
Yep.
First moment that they actually meet, and you get this cool... For the first time, you actually get to see what, these wizard fights actually look like when they're life or death. It was really cool, bright colours with this whip-cracking lightning coming from each one of them.
Yeah.
Harry had the red, Voldemort had this green.
Like Star Wars.
Yeah, it was a very cool moment. And later on, we get another fight in Order of the Phoenix, which is Voldemort when he versus... Dumbledore. Everybody knows that Dumbledore's fucking the master, basically. And probably the only guy that actually could have stopped Voldemort. But when they fight, it was a bit better, because it was a bit later in the series as well, yeah. So we had elements where Voldemort created like a fire version of what could have been the basilisk.
Yep.
Or some kind of
Snake.
Serpent. Yeah. Something made of fire. And it attacked Dumbledore. And he fought it off. We also had Dumbledore react with taking the water out of this giant fountain and washing it over Voldemort.
Yeah.
And then we also had Voldemort shattering every single glass pane window in the whole Ministry of Magic. And then bringing them all together through the air and shooting them at Dumbledore. Dumbledore reacted by this with some kind of a shield, which, as soon as the glass hit it, basically turned to dust.
Yeah, there's a fuckload of dust everywhere at the end of that fight.
So it was a very, very cool fight. We actually got to see some kind of... In some elements, it was also probably a better fight than what we got
at the
very last film.
Yes, it was.
Because that was kind of just Voldemort and Harry whizzing through the air real quick and like shooting the lightning at them again, which was almost exactly the same as 4. So
4 was more of an
get...
emotional sort of one, where the last one was just bang, I got you.
Yeah, that was the problem that I had with the last battle. It didn't have, we got teased all these other potential things that they could have done in the last fight with this fire basilisk and water and glass, all these kind of cool elements that they could bring in. They didn't do any of them, and that was the problem I found with the last movie. We've been building up to this and learning about all these other things that could happen, and so it's not just a repeat of episode 4, Goblet of Fire, but then it ended up just being that.
Yeah, and they set the stage in I think it's the second Harry Potter film, like how a duel works. First you'll attack and then they'll defend, sort of thing. So they still kept that sort of aspect of it as well.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. Alright. Number 1. Numero uno. Yeah, you love it.
Yeah.
Yes, my number 1. Top magical moments in movies.
I am servant to the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun! Go back to the shadow. You shall not pass!
Everybody loves this. Everybody quotes this all the time. Surely you know what it is. Your mate, Gandalf the Grey, versus the Balrog. Balrog?
Balrog.
Yeah, I am saying it right.
Yeah.
Everybody always quotes this fight. You've got, you shall not pass.
Mm-hmm.
Fly, you fools.
Mm-hmm.
But, and we were discussing this earlier today as well. It was really a shame, because the Balrog is such a cool character, and we
yeah, the design of it's
great.
Entity,
creature. Yeah, and we never get to see it again. He summons a fire sword and a fire whip. He looks like he's fucking huge. And he looks like the devil. He's got the horns
wings
and everything. Really cool fight. And emotional because we actually think that, for those who didn't read the books, me, illiterate, that Dumbledore.
Yeah. Michael.
Rest in pieces.
Michael Gambon is dead.
That Gandalf
dies.
little do we know he returns.
Yeah, I think that is for all the people that read the books, that would have been a big moment because you had Dumbledore.
Now that you're doing it.
You had Gandalf throughout the entire Hobbit film, or Hobbit books at the time as well, and then you have him like, hey, the first book of a new trilogy, he dies.
Yeah.
So like, whoa. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yes. And that's why it made my number one magical moments in movies.
Yes, but without further ado,
everybody's been waiting for this moment.
Yes.
Our review.
Ian goes back into the jelly.
Maybe we should make like a 20-litre one that we can dip a full person into.
And they have to go swimming for it.
Yeah, good luck with that one. It's so thick.
Your muscles will get so tired so quickly.
You'll die. But anyway, our Doctor Strange review. Let's jump in.
You think you know how the world works? You think that this material universe is all there is? But what if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
This doesn't make any sense.
Not everything has to, Doctor Strange. Through the mystic arts, we harness energy and shape reality.
The Avengers protect the world from physical dangers. We safeguard it against more mystical threats.
Come with me.
You'll die protecting this world, Mr. Doctor. Mr. Doctor, it's strange. Maybe. Who am I to judge?
All right.
Shall we begin?
Yes.
With
Ian.
the story. Now, because I usually do the...
And you'll usually be doing it
Usually
again.
do the story wrap-up, but this is because it's such a good story. I just thought that Dutram should do it this week. So, Dutram, what's the story of Doctor Strange?
You thought wrong, number one.
I'm not doing
it. Magic. It surrounds us. Binds us. Penetrates us. No, it's a story of a neurosurgeon by the name of Stephen Strange, believe it or not. And essentially he is cocky son of a bitch, sort of like Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man 1 at the start.
Very similar.
And he gets into a car accident. Because he's a neurosurgeon, clearly he needs his hands, and his hands get fucked. And
good explanation.
This is the best way to describe it. His
You
hands
should
get
do this
fucked
every
up.
time.
Yeah, fucked. And he's essentially, because he is a neurosurgeon, he's stupidly rich. He spends pretty much all of his money trying to fix his hands, and nothing works. His hands are all twitchy, and he can't keep his hands still. And he finds out about a place where he can go, where he can sort of tap into his internal energy, and it's a magic. And it's up in Kathmandu.
Yeah, town off away from Kathmandu. But yeah.
And
I think.
Yeah. So essentially he goes to Kathmandu on advice from a person who was disabled, and he's actually walking around acting normal when he had a spinal injury and he became a cripple.
And, how did they describe it? Irreversible?
Irreversible spinal damage, yeah. So he'd be a complete cripple, and he's playing basketball.
Yeah.
So he essentially goes and finds that this world's pretty fucked up. And he finds the Ancient One and their sorcerers. Probably the best way to describe it.
So essentially it's a secret society of magicians, really.
Yeah. That the Avengers protect the world from physical threats, while we protect it from more mystical threats. Is their line. Very cool.
I see you've watched the trailer before.
Ah, yeah. I see you've seen a meme that was on Facebook while I was waiting for it. Yes, that's the general synopsis of the story. Is guy gets in a car accident, guy wants his hands back and his life back to normal, and he essentially finds magic.
Joins a magic cult.
It's not a cult. Ian, want to go on to pros?
Give me compliments. I said give me compliments. Schnell.
Yes, let's begin with the pros. And what better place to start than Cucumber Patch?
Yes, Cucumber Patch. Go on. Why do you like Cucumber? Are you looking at mine now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I did have all of this written out.
Bet you left it at work.
Yes, but I printed it off and left it at the printer.
As we were walking down the street. Fuck.
Thank God I've got my theatre sports background to help me. Think on my toes, feet, shoes, something, socks.
Think on my hands.
So, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
You haven't been a huge fan of him.
No, I don't hate him. I just
hater!
I haven't watched his Sherlock, which according to you is I hate him.
Yes. Haters gonna hate. It's the second time I mentioned Taylor Swift Shake It Off. It's a good episode. So, yeah, the reason I put him as a pro is mostly because he's brought a real star power to this film. Without him in it, there's not really any other huge name to it. Mm-hmm. You've got...
Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah, but even he's not really a huge star.
And Rachel McAdams. And Tilda Swinton?
I guess, yeah. Again, like, they're big, but they're not...
Benedict is the big one calling you in.
Yeah, they're not Benedict. So, I think he did well. Having said that as well, though, do you think his performance was the best performance?
Like, yeah.
I suppose you haven't seen him in other things.
I haven't seen a lot of... I enjoyed his performance.
I think it was only good. It wasn't as good as I had hoped because he is a really high-quality actor. I had hoped for a little bit more. It was kind of just letting the story tell, and the story was good enough that it didn't really matter that it wasn't probably his best performance ever.
Okay.
I think his best moments came out probably in the first half an hour of the film, where we actually see him in the car crash and how angry he is that there's nothing that he can do.
There's nothing worth his time.
Yeah, there's nothing... no ability, even though he's the greatest surgeon in the world, essentially. There's nothing that he can do to fix his injuries. And we see that frustration and inner turmoil. That's probably the best moments that we get to see of him. Everything else, because it's... And this is the downside, because you've got a comic book movie, it's not...
It's not going to
really,
focus on it.
Yeah, it's not really an Oscar-winning role.
No. But in a Marvel film, that is an Oscar-winning role.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is because it's a comic book, it's very hard to make it into something amazing. But at the same time, I think he did a really good job. I think it's more so his natural charisma that makes it good.
Okay.
Have you got another pro?
I agree with you in relation to acting choices. Benedict Cumberbatch was you see him how he looks like in the books, so how you briefly saw it then, and then you see him in the movie, and it's pretty much a dead ringer.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. I thought Mads Mikkelsen as an acting choice is good. He's actually a really good actor.
Yeah.
Hannibal, he's fucking awesome. He's going to be in the new Star Wars film, so he'll probably be great in that as well. And your favourite, Casino.
Mm-hmm. Casino Royale.
So I reckon the acting choices, yeah, I agree with that. They were actually really good choices. There weren't any actors in that film. I was like, I wouldn't have picked you for that role. I would have picked Kate Beckinsale or some fucking thing like that. So I was actually really happy.
Even Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams' character was really good.
Yeah, held her own quite well.
Which goes on to the female love interest wasn't forced or corny or anything like that. It was like they had something, they don't have something anymore, and it was used sparingly. It wasn't used throughout the whole film.
Yeah,
like it wasn't like
because you've got so much story that you had to tell. Obviously, she kind of had to take a bit of a background role.
But it's not like the Pepper Iron Man, how it just gets corny and boring after a while.
Yeah.
So the love interest and the sort of the story around those characters was great. I reckon it wasn't forced and crap. Sort of like
it wasn't too corny. And I think that also the reason why it wasn't so corny is because, like you said, it was used sparingly.
Yes. Go on to your next one.
Another pro that I had with this film is obviously the visual effects. You probably have this on your list as well.
It's on the top.
There you go. So, with all of these Marvel movies, they're making that much money that you wouldn't expect anything less.
No. This essentially is the scene from Ant-Man where he keeps shrinking and everything's all like fucking weird. That times 10.
Yeah.
Hands grow hands, grow hands, grow hands, and then grab his face.
We knew, you and I knew what we were getting into when we went to watch this movie.
Don't go see this film on any form of anything.
Any form of anything.
Any form of... Just
don't even have popcorn.
Just go in with water and bread. Jesus style.
Yeah, it's a very trippy visual movie in some aspects. Some of it's not, obviously, it's not like the whole movie, otherwise it'd be very difficult to watch.
Yes.
But the visual effects, they're very important in this movie because of all the magic. It's very much transforming the world around these characters. A lot of the time, you've got a lot of those kind of Inception moments. I know a lot of people are comparing it to that, but there is a lot of things like that. At the same time, I think I can see the Inception relation. I can see where people are drawing those comparisons from, but it also had its own kind of look to it. It had these kind of cog gears, if you noticed.
Yeah, at the start,
When walls and things started moving with the magic, it had this cog.
Everything started forming on itself, but using itself to form something else.
Yeah, and it kind of looked like cogs moving. It was a really interesting way to do it. It was really very smart.
I agree with that.
So there was, you can easily find in some of these Marvel movies where they haven't invested as much time and effort into the visual effects. This movie, I think, it was evenly spread across to the point where there weren't any standout moments I can think of that were, that looks a bit crap.
Yeah.
Because everything was around the same page. And that's what I have to say on that one.
I agree with you on the visual effects. I also had the costume design was fucking awesome. I actually really enjoyed the costume design, especially the cloak of levitation. It was essentially Aladdin's magic carpet.
Yeah, and that was another pro I was going to mention as well.
He looks pretty much identical to how he does in the comic books, except he's not wearing his yellow gloves. That's about it.
I think, considering the costumes and how strong they are anyway, the yellow gloves might have been even a little bit too much if they had to put them in. It was probably the right balance, I find.
Yeah.
So that's what really struck me, is that it was faithful to the comics without being ridiculous.
Yeah. Do you want to go for the next one?
Yes. So you've mentioned the magic carpet ride with the cloak of levitation. There was another really funny character. So the cloak was funny in its own way. Obviously, it's not an actual voiced actor or anything like that.
No, it's just
visual effects, but it had a personality to it, which was really cool.
And it was smart as well.
Yeah, and it added a lot of humour to the movie, which in some aspects were needed.
Yes.
And I think it came a little bit too late in the cloak. I would have liked to have it a bit earlier for some humour earlier on. But still, it was great to have it in there. But there was another character in there that was really funny and really added to the humour. And it was a very dry humour, but played off well with Benedict's very outgoing, egotistical character. And that was Wong.
Ah, yeah, all right. Yeah,
a lot of jokes made at his expense because he's just Wong, like Beyonce or Cher.
Yeah, and then you see him later and he's just sitting there reading a book listening to Beyonce, because he doesn't know what Beyonce is.
It was really good. So... Yeah. And then later in the movie, we do actually get him talking and a bit more and everything.
A bit more of a
he becomes, a bit more of an actual character, and probably will be moving forward in the Doctor Strange universe. Yeah,
I think from what I understand, Wong is Strange's assistant.
Yeah, which is the feeling that it definitely leads towards.
Yeah. I also had the actual story itself I quite enjoyed. The car crash scene could have been done really shit in relation to Hydra was trying to kill him. Or something stupid. Like, the car crash is just a car crash.
Yeah.
Like, when I saw that this movie was coming out, I remember the scene from Winter Soldier where they said Hydra is interested in Stephen Strange. So I had a feeling it was going to be like, Hydra are going to come in and they're going to want him to operate on someone. He's going to say no, they're going to cause a car crash for him. I was like, don't go down that sort of Hydra's everyone's bad guy sort of thing.
Yeah.
But in that relation, I like that. I also like that Stephen Strange didn't want to become a sorcerer. He's studying magic to fix his hands. And when it comes to the thing, I was like, this bad guy's coming. He's like, I don't want a part in this. I'm here for myself, for my hands. I don't want to be in your ancient war.
Yeah, and he very much made that clear, didn't he?
Yeah, at the start, I want to fix my hands.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked without going into really spoilers. What I liked about the story, it wasn't sort of using elements from other films to influence the story or anything like that. Any other pros for you?
Yes. A lot of the pros I have for this movie, they're not standout pros.
Okay.
There's nothing about this movie is amazing. And that's something that is hard to get across to people. This movie isn't something that you're going to see and go, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's a really good, solid movie.
It's an enjoyable film,
yeah, exactly. Every aspect of it is done to the right degree, but it's not done any more so than that, if that makes sense.
It's not pushed too far.
Yeah. And I think that's a hard thing to kind of put into the pros category, that it's not going to be something that's remembered that strongly, I don't think.
No, yeah, it's not going to be one of those, like, cult classic films 20 years from now or something like that. At least for me it is. It's definitely a room on my shelf.
It's definitely up there with some of the top Marvel movies. And that's one of the other aspects that I would put in the pros category. And that is that, I think you just touched on it as well, this movie doesn't heavily rely too much upon what already exists in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it's sort of a standalone.
Yeah, and that's what is also actually a pro. Because what it does is it doesn't rely on what Marvel's already done so well. And it takes the time to tell its own story.
Yeah,
it really only touches on the Avengers and things in, like you said, one-word things here and there. Just to remind you that it is the same universe.
Or you see the Avengers Tower, but that's about it.
Yeah, and you have to kind of look for it.
Yeah.
It's not pointed out. But then at the end, you actually, after the credits, you have a scene.
Yeah, as per always with Marvel films.
Yeah, you have a scene where he meets one of the Avengers.
Yeah, I will agree as well in relation to the character development. It wasn't like Doctor, 20 minutes later into the film, he's had his crash, and now he's Doctor Strange. They actually spent the time of him showing us him spending his money trying to fix his hands and contacting people all over the globe. Like, they properly developed him. It wasn't he's a doctor, he's a car crash, now he's studying magic.
Yeah.
It wasn't rushed. I felt it took more of its time than it was. I found it was set better out than the Batman Begins sort of setup with Batman. I found, like, with points of the Batman Begins movie, I'm like, alright, I'm getting a bit bored now. Like, okay, he's ordering his 10,000 bat ears from Hong Kong.
That's because you've seen this movie so many times. That's the
No, the first time I watched it as well, I thought that as well. I'm like, I understand that you need to build
so this is something
Batman.
I'm putting into my cons.
Okay.
So,
well, then,
we have different opinions about the opening for this movie then.
Well, the only other pros I have is the magic looked very cool. Stephen Strange magic, like how he'd wave his hands around and stuff and you'd actually see it all form.
Yeah.
It was cool. Because I know Marvel wanted to do their own thing for magic. So they use, like, Harry Potter and Star Wars and Hobbit for inspiration, but they wanted to make it like people forming stuff with their hands and strings coming out, like that's them. Make it their own sort of law. And I thought the score was awesome, the actual score. It sounded a lot like Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes themes, like the echoey like strings, but then also that magical twist on it.
Yeah, I don't think it stood out too much. It wasn't something that you could sing. Put it that way.
No, it's not something you can hum or sing to, but
it was good enough that it complemented the film well.
Yeah, it had that strange sound to it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
But no, it worked really well with the themes of the film.
Yes. It's like when you've got a patriotic sort of theme for Captain, or metal slamming into metal for Iron Man sort of sound effect.
Yeah, they complement the actual character and the universe that they come from.
That's all I've got for my pros.
Yeah, and that just about wraps up my pros as well. Time to move on to the cons.
Disappointed!
So, what's some cons that you have?
So, we already touched on it just then in the pros, what one of my cons is, and that is the first 30 minutes of this film, where they set up the character of Doctor Strange. Very slow, and nothing particularly interesting, almost no comedy. There's really nothing in there that strikes your interest or really gives you that much of a insight into the character, which also is a problem. When the character of Doctor Strange doesn't have too much of a personality to himself other than essentially what is already Iron Man. He's just a cocky, and he's the top of his realm in this industry is a bit different to Iron Man's realm. It isn't making weapons, it's being a doctor, being a surgeon. But he's the top of his realm, and he gets himself into an accident. And it's very slow the first 30 minutes. Like I said, there's very little comedy. It's very painful, and you compared it to Batman Begins, and I think a lot of people will be, because it goes to a faraway kind of place. It's Asian histories and things like that. The problem I have, and comparing it to Batman Begins, and I think this is where Batman Begins actually did it better, is that it jumped between time.
Yeah.
So it cut back to how things happened.
Sort of like how Deadpool did as well.
Yeah, and I think that might have been a better way to do the Doctor Strange story, to be honest. I think they kind of just wanted to get his backstory of getting into the car crash out of the way. I think that was something they just kind of couldn't be bothered doing. They thought, there's nothing interesting to this story. He gets into a car crash and goes off and becomes magic.
Yeah.
So I think they didn't care enough about his backstory and how to set it up. So I think they needed to spend a lot more time in that. And I think the better way to do it would have been, if they wanted to spend more time in his magic role, they could have cut it back. So have it him as a surgeon, or start the movie off with him on his way to Kathmandu, kind of harking around and things like that.
Yeah.
And then cut back again to his backstory. So kind of time jumps would have been a better way to do it, so that you could jump to something that was interesting that was happening in the magic realm of what he's doing, and then cut back to the things that aren't quite as interesting to give it a bit more interest, so you didn't have to kind of your way through the first half an hour of this film.
Okay.
Just to break up that monotony.
Yeah, it was a bit... There are moments in the film where nothing is happening, and then when he gets to Kathmandu and he finds the Ancient One and stuff, I'm like, all right, cool, this is where, it starts to get its magical aspect from. But before that, it's all medical procedures, this, and my hands are fucked, this, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
It wasn't a particularly interesting backstory. And like I said, I think it's also because the character itself doesn't have any interesting aspects to him.
Okay.
If you took the magic element out of Doctor Strange, the character himself is kind of boring, and that's a problem.
Well, one of my cons I have is Mads Mikkelsen's character, I think it was Caecilius was his name?
Yeah.
Needed more screen time. He was an underused character. When he was on screen, I was like, yep, cool, awesome. He had a little bit of humour here or there, and his the points that he brought up were actually pretty valid points. How you always have the bad guys like, join me because blah, 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 blah. Like, he's actually got some pretty good points. Like, you're raising some good questions here. But his character was not used enough. I feel like he was like Ronan from Guardians.
Yeah.
Like, Ronan is an awesome character, and he's only used when needed.
Yeah, it was a bit like that. That's the other hard thing when you're trying to tell a backstory and have a villain in it. The villain's time on screen is always going to get cut back.
But no, mind you, not.
And the movie wasn't short. It was the time
just
that
over 2 hours, I think it was.
It was the time it had to go for.
Yeah.
And if you had given him more time, the movie would have gone for.
Yeah. But
too
yeah,
long.
that's one of my cons. He's a great actor. It was the same as Star Trek. You've got a great actor. You've given him a role where he can do fucking wonders, but you've done the same thing as Idris Elba, and you've just pushed him to the side a bit.
Yeah. It was a bit different to the problem with Idris Elba, though. They covered him in plastic. They fucked up his face with too much effects, but this one they allowed...
The effects were pretty cool.
Yeah. They allowed the actor to act, but they just didn't give him enough screen time to kind of do things. They didn't make him intimidating enough. They didn't make him... They started to show him as like a really hard villain, but for some reason, Doctor Strange, who's a newbie at the time, comes across him and beats him. Yes, a little bit out of luck, but it was kind of...
The cloak sort of helps him.
Yeah.
Because he tries to
go
for a
At the same
weapon.
time, he's still a newbie. It kind of didn't make sense for such a daunting villain. Somehow he fought and beat 3 of them by himself, and he's a newbie. It was a bit like, I don't know.
Well...
Kind of makes the villain look like a piece of shit when you do that.
Yeah. Any other cons on your end?
Some of the other cons I had was... I don't know if I like... And I can't remember the character's name for the life of me, but he's about to become a villain in that storyline now.
Yeah.
It's kind of his mentor at the...
Gotta find his name.
Magic Academy, if you will.
At Hogwarts. I'm finding his name at the moment. He's in Firefly.
Yeah, so he's been in quite a few things. He's kind of got a very nice atmosphere to himself, and that's also
Mordo.
Mordo.
That's his character name. It is... You can pronounce that.
Chiwetel Ejiofor?
I think that's it.
Ejiofor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mordo. The character of Mordo.
Yeah, so the problem I have was he was kind of boring, I guess.
Okay.
He was only there to kind of be like, oh, give him a chance. Come on, give Doctor Strange a chance. It's like, don't really have much of a personality yourself. And he's hinted at becoming the villain. For those who know the stories of Doctor Strange, he becomes a villain, an antagonist in the Doctor Strange saga. And he's just not
villainous.
He's not villainous, and he's not really interesting enough to be the possibility of being villainous. I don't know if it's the casting or whether it's just the way they've written the character.
I found the ending for the film was a bit cliche-ish.
Yeah, that was another problem that I had. It was
it
was an okay ending.
The spectral area of the ending was awesome. That was cool. I didn't mind that. But the ending, I was like, nah.
It was only okay. There was nothing bad about it, but on the flip side of that, I'll go into my spoilers. But the actual way that he overcomes the villain is
cool.
Is good.
Yeah,
it's just the actual wrapping up of it that's a bit cliche.
Mediocre. The bad guy's magic, which is Caecilius' magic, how when Strange uses magic, it's that orangey sort of yellow colour.
Yeah, you'll see it in the trailers.
When Caecilius uses it, it's like see-through glass.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
you didn't like that? I didn't mind that.
I would have liked that, like that dark purpley red or something.
A bit more evil.
That would have been like a more contrasting colour to have against it or something.
It was just a bit like I can see. Obviously they did it on purpose to make it look like that because that's what they wanted to look like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know if it was the right choice because you can't see it. Obviously, they wanted to do it
just
like
people falling over.
Yeah, so it was just a bit hard to see.
People get stabbed, and then there's just it's.
I like the idea of it, but in practicality, it almost doesn't work that well because you want to be able to see the weapons.
And that will probably have to go into my spoilers. Do you have any other cons?
No, that just about wraps up my cons. So maybe we'll move over into the spoiler territory.
Spoilers.
So, as I just touched on, my major spoiler, so those who don't mind everything being ruined, the way that Doctor Strange overcomes the main antagonist.
Dormammu.
Yes. Mamu?
Dormammu.
So you might be surprised that it's not actually Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah. It's not Hannibal.
Yeah, it's who he actually worships in a sense.
Which is the entity of Dormammu.
Yeah, and the way that he beats him is very smart. What he does is he tricks him into essentially going into a time loop where you're going to be stuck like this forever unless you want to strike a bargain, so to speak.
And he uses the Eye of Agamotto, which is a time control item.
Yes.
Which is a Infinity Stone. Time Stone, it looks like it'll be.
And I think that's why it's such a good, smart ending. Well, not so much ending, but... resolution to the problem as well, because not only is it...
And he gets fucked up so many different ways.
Yeah. Not only does it really lend to Doctor Strange as a character saying that's how smart he is, that he figured out how to do this to force the villain to fuck off. But it was also a nice way to introduce the power of the Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
So I think it really it worked really well. And it was entertaining and funny.
I quite enjoyed it. He just kept coming back. And Dormammu, I believe, is voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, really?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I think I read online that it is him because he wanted to be the villain and the bad and the good guy. So
they just let Benedict have whatever he wants.
Benedict's got a good voice. I didn't like the design of Dormammu. Now, you don't know what Dormammu looks like, do you?
Not in the comics, no.
Imagine Ghost Rider, so a flaming head. Not necessarily a skull, but a flaming head. And the bad guy from The Witcher 3, like the body armor, like the roby metallic body armor. That with a fire head. That's Dormammu.
Yeah.
So Dormammu looks really, really cool in the books from what I've seen. And
And in the
looks
actual
like
movie entity,
he looks like a Guardians villain.
It's just a giant head, kind of
he's
spiritual
a giant head person, and there is fire, but it's sort of weird.
I actually agree with you a lot on this one, and I'm going to relate it to a movie to tell people how much I kind of also disliked this choice. Green Lantern movie.
Fair enough. Parallax was awful.
Exactly. You know where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah.
Making the villain a giant spiritual
entity.
It's not villainous enough for us to hate someone as an audience. You want to be able to also see it and relate to it. And that's why a lot of the times you'll have things that are very human. Even if they are an alien, they're still going to be very human because you can relate to it and dislike it. When it's an entity, it almost goes over your head. It's kind of not something that you can hate because you can't
really relate to it. You didn't see what it was doing.
Yeah, you don't know what it is. You hate people.
Well, there are instances where it does work, but in that instance, and you said in the Green Lantern film, it didn't really work.
Yeah, especially if they want to bring this villain back, maybe they will put him into a human form.
Maybe that's how they do it.
I hope they will do that because in that form, no for me.
Yeah.
I got very, very unhappy Green Lantern flashbacks from the actual.
Now, the Ancient One dies in the film.
Yes.
Her death scene itself was... The ending of her character actually dying, I didn't mind. Like, her passing on there in the spiritual realm, that's fine. But her actually dying was mediocre. But I also did like that Doctor Strange did not become the Sorcerer Supreme at the end of this. Because he is known as Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, so he's not quite yet.
He's not there, no.
Which is a good thing because,
if they did that for the end of the film, it's like he's been here for
exactly.
a couple of months or however long he's been here for, and he's instantly the Sorcerer Supreme because he can control the eye. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
which is a bit
I did like that.
Which would have been.
That he was not, the Sorcerer Supreme. You can't go
They
from
did kind of hint at it as well, though, and that's a bit... They shouldn't have even done that. They should have had him being told what to do still at the end, which would have been an easier way, a nicer way to do it.
Yes.
Yes, so that just about wraps up my spoilers. You got anything left?
The mid-credit scene was pretty cool with Thor rocking up in the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yes.
Which is the New York headquarters. And Doctor Strange was wearing his yellow gloves.
Yes, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Because he used it to protect his hands.
It was nice to see him interacting with a character from the Avengers as well, though, just to kind of...
Yeah.
I think it was a good character choice as well.
And the set of, like, Thor's going, I don't drink tea. And then, like, he puts the teacup down and he picks up a fucking giant mug of beer and then it automatically fills itself when he finishes it.
It's very funny.
That was pretty cool. There was the Easter egg as well of before Doctor Strange is in his car accident where he gets a phone call saying a army lieutenant needs spinal surgery. He was in a... What was it? A
metal suit, an iron suit.
It was in a...
robot?
It was in a robot suit. Essentially, they're hinting at War Machine from Civil War, the accident there. Experimental flight suit malfunction or something like that. So, and Stephen Strange was like, nah. So pass. So yeah, I kind of like that. But other than that, I've only got my final score to give it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So without further ado,
we're going to score it out of a drink as we normally do. But we thought we'd make it more
magical.
Yeah.
So both the drinks that we've chosen to give this movie are magical cocktails, so to speak.
Yes.
What one have you chosen for this movie?
I've kept it simple.
Why?
Well, I've kept it simple. I've chosen absinthe.
Absinthe. So the thing with absinthe, explain to everyone how you should have a good absinthe.
If you're in,
so you can get that.
If you want to have
magicalness to it, because there is a magicalness to it.
There is no, I think you have to go over into Europe to have it magically. It makes you hallucinate if you have it the proper way, and you see a little green fairy. To have it normally, or if you're having it at home, you have it distilled with water and sugar.
And
it's really good.
When you go to a nice cocktail bar, they actually have the little test tubes and things that it kind of comes through and drips through the sugar cube into your glass.
It's got a special spoon for the sugar cube to sit on as well.
So it's very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Magical?
Yeah. What do you call those people who do all the potions and things?
Alchemist.
Yes, very alchemisty.
Well, there is a bar called The Alchemist that serves absinthe. So there you go.
Yeah.
What are you going to give it?
So, the drink that I'm going to give it is a mana potion cocktail.
Ooh.
Obviously, everyone who knows the world of magic will know that the mana potion is a potion that you drink and it gives you more magical power, so to speak. So, the reason I've given it that, 2 reasons. 1,
alcoholic,
and it's magic-y. 2, if you've ever had one of these cocktails, you know it's never quite as good as you kind of built it up in your head to be. So it's good, but no matter what, you're always going to build it up a little bit more than you probably should have.
Yeah. So it's not bad. It's not good in relation to this, the greatest thing I've ever had, or it's a different must-have sort of thing. But it's definitely...
And you would expect that having a mana potion, you'd be like, this is going to be a really good cocktail. A mana potion that's so cool, and then you have it, and you're like, it's alright. It's good, but you built it up a little bit too much in your own head. And I think that's what it is in Doctor Strange, that you're going into that Marvel universe where these movies are iconic now, really. And they're going to be remembered because of the amount of money and movies that they've made. But Doctor Strange, I think we expected a little bit too much of it. Especially when you got such a really fantastic actor like Benedict Cumberbatch at the helm. You expect a little bit more than what you get in some aspects. It's, at the end of the day, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
The story itself, though, it's been done. It's just kind of rehashed. It's almost as Batman Begins. It's almost the first Iron Man movie.
It's almost the first Thor movie. It's almost the first Captain America movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing particularly special about it. It's just done well.
Yeah. It's a decent movie.
Yeah. It's got good comedy to it, great visuals to it, good score to it, good acting. There's nothing bad about it. It's just good and not great.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good review. But that wraps up episode 13.
We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed me shoving my face into a litre of jelly. Nearly drowning.
There is a video of that happening, and that will be up on our Twitters, our social medias.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, prick.
All right.
But yeah, that just about wraps up episode 13. Thank you all for listening. We want to thank a few people out there who have helped us out.
Yes.
Tom Cummins, as always, for his fantastic graphic design work that he's provided us.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagrams, all the design work he's done for us, and
Yes.
T-shirts. He helped us with the T-shirts.
Yes, and to all the other podcasters and followers that we have helping us out along the way.
Yes. Our mates. Yeah, so thank you to all those who listen, like, subscribe, review. We've got a couple reviews. Thank you to all those who reviewed us.
Thanks for that. And
Drinks on Ian.
Thanks. My poor wallet. And as always, if you like this, please like, share, subscribe, etc., etc.
Yes.
Pass on the love.
iJohnson92 for you at Twitter. Dudi Dutron for me on Twitter. And Shaker Not Nerd.
On the YouTube, etc.
On the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagrams.
Insta.
Yes. Thank you very much. This has been episode 13.
Tell your mum all about us.
You're not Rove McManus. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. Catch you next week, guys.
See you guys. Oh god, that Vegemite is in my throat with the fucking toothpaste.
Wait. 3 measures of Gordon's, 1 of vodka, half a measure of quinoa lily. Shake it over rice and then add a thin slice of lemon.
Shaken or stirred?
Do I look like I give a damn?